everyone, Mrs. Schmidt asked me to make a video for you guys about Frank Lloyd Wright, why he's so awesome, and how he influenced society. So if you don't know who Frank Lloyd Wright is, he is arguably the most famous American architect, but he was also a writer and an educator. He designed over 1,000 structures, 532 of them were actually completed. Here are two of his most famous works. The one on the left, this is the Dana Thomas House in Springfield, Illinois. And the one on the right, this is the Guggenheim Museum in New York City. So what makes him so unique? Frank Lloyd Wright was a big proponent of squashing the architecture style at the time, which was the Victorian style seen here on the left. And then his style is called the Prairie style, which is seen here on the right. This is his home. It's called Taliesin in Spring Green, Wisconsin. He also believed that nature and architecture should work together. Here's a quote by him: "The good building is not one that hurts the landscape, but one which makes the landscape more beautiful than it was before the building was built." So Frank Lloyd Wright also brought in a lot of outside materials and wove them into his designs. He designed mostly homes, and he was also a believer that the outside should come inside the home. So a lot of his homes have big open windows. This is his home again here in Taliesin in Spring Green, Wisconsin. So Frank Lloyd Wright in the 1930s, these are two of his houses that he built in the 1930s. This one on the left, this is probably his most famous house called Falling Water, which is in Pennsylvania. And the one on the right, this is his winter retreat called Taliesin West in Scottsdale, Arizona. So how Frank Lloyd Wright influenced society in the 1930s. So later on, after the Prairie style, he developed a style called the Usonian style, which was a major influence on the modern houses after World War II. And these consisted of open floor plans, vaulted ceilings, and carports, a lot of features which are still present in homes today. During the Great Depression, Wright also turned his attention to modest houses for everyday Americans, so he designed smaller houses that could be afforded by almost anyone. Frank Lloyd Wright also designed something called cooperative communities. The picture here on the left, this is one of his designs called Broadacre City, which was a theoretical decentralized city plan, and it was really the first suburban utopia. And these plans had major influences on post-World War II suburban development. Also in 1932, Wright and his wife Olga, pictured here, here's Olga, here's Wright at their home at Taliesin, established something called the Taliesin Fellowship. And this provided opportunities for students to learn under Wright, learn his principles, and learn alongside him and train with him. And this school, which is still open today, pictured here on the bottom, has influenced many architects, many current and modern architects. And if you guys are interested about want to learn more about Frank Lloyd Wright, I would suggest you look up something called the Frank Lloyd Wright Trail. Many of his homes are open for tour here in Illinois.